Hi, everybody. David Essel here. And I know this is a strange sounding video to a lot of people that maybe have never struggled with addiction, or maybe you're struggling with addiction right now, but there's no way you'll ever go to a treatment center. Well, I tell you, I had the same kind of feelings, but after battling with addiction for 30 years and I finally surrendered, which is the key word here. I knew I needed a lot more help than just to work with a counselor, a therapist, or something like that. I really needed a full immersion into a treatment center. And it turned out to be one of the most incredible experiences that I've ever had in my life. Beating addictions by ourselves is almost impossible. Now, there are people that may get sober and immediately quit drinking and never drink again, but it doesn't mean that the personality characteristics that are part of the addiction world, self-centeredness, manipulation, lying, cheating, emotional dysregulation, passive aggressive behavior, constant arguing, all of those kind of things are still with us if we don't get to the core of how to emotionally regulate ourselves after we get rid of whatever our main addiction is and the sub addictions, right? So when I went into the treatment center, I went in for really one thing. It was alcoholism. I also used cocaine for a very long period of time, but my number one drug to go to was alcohol every day of the week. My counseling sessions ended at 8:01, and at 8:02, I had my first glass of wine. I started at 12, and it was because I was a very angry child, a very frustrated child. I didn't know in my 30s that I had struggled with anxiety and depression my whole life, ever since I was a little kid. So I found a way to self-medicate, like many of us do. Some people use drugs, a lot of sex addiction going on right now. Other people will do spending, other people alcohol, other people righteousness, fighting and arguing on social media. That becomes an addiction. Procrastination can become an addiction. Of course, gambling. Food is such an incredible addiction in this world too. So, we have all these different types of addictions. And over the past 43 years as a counselor, minister, master life coach, number one best-selling author, I have worked in the world of addiction with everything you can imagine. There isn't one type of drug or one type of behavioral addiction that I haven't experienced or worked with. So, but I'm telling you this because I really want to make a powerful point. I went to a treatment center, not excited about it. I wasn't forced to go. I've worked for myself for 43 years. It was a personal decision, but it was after a conversation I was dating a woman at the time, and we were on vacation, and she just made a comment, and she said, at some point you're going to leave me for alcohol. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, David, you drink every day and you've never been upset with me. We don't get into arguments. There's nothing really going on, but I've dated guys in the past that drink like this, and you're going to leave me. Alcohol at some point is going to become more important to you than I am. And then as we talked longer, I found out that she was in recovery and she knew what she was talking about. And within 30 days, I was in a treatment center. Now, the relationship didn't work, but oh my God, I have so much gratitude for her for opening up and making that comment. And it stirred something inside that said, hey, you need to go get help. In the treatment center, the first several days were terrible. I'm going to come right on. I always speak honestly. I was filled with so much anxiety, fear of being without my crutch, the depression that hadn't been treated appropriately for years, and all these different things that were going on. I had multiple areas to work through. One of the most beautiful things that happened is that I became extremely humble and vulnerable in that treatment center. They told me at first that I had to go to these certain meetings and I had to do art classes. And I said, that's not for me. That's not for me. It was for me. Once I surrendered and did everything they told me to, it was incredible. On another video, I'll tell you about my experiences with Father Ron at the treatment center, who was the spiritual director there. But I want to make this point. When you surrender, whether it's a full day in-house treatment program, 30 days, whatever it might be, 60 days, or you work with someone like me once a week or 5 times a week. We have programs that I work in the world of addiction counseling. We've created a holistic addiction recovery course, and I'll take people through it 5 days a week. I had someone with me 5 days a week for a year, and we worked one-on-one via the phone or Skype or in person, and we do it all. But I was with that person for a complete 365 days, and it was so worth it. Another gentleman that I just ended with, I was with him for a year and a half, 1 day a week, where that I worked with him for an hour, but then the other days of the week, he was in contact with me constantly. So don't let the word treatment center scare you away from getting the help you need. And if you can't afford a treatment center, find someone local that you can go to. Even if you have to go to a local rescue mission or Salvation Army or some other type of treatment center in your area, even if it's outpatient, anything is better than nothing. I learned so much in that treatment center about, as I mentioned before, being humble, being vulnerable, admitting my errors, admitting my mistakes. And then since then, I've never relapsed. It's been a long time. In the last 12 months, I've lost my mom and dad. Not one time did I ever think about drinking. And I had a very tight relationship with my mom and dad. And it would have been the perfect out. But, as my brother, who is also sober, we talked about it afterwards and he agreed. He never had any kind of a craving. So if you're working really hard and you're making this recovery a part of your life, which it is, we teach rituals for people to do on a daily basis. So recovery becomes a new lifestyle. And that's what'll save us. If I can help you at all, go to talkdavid.com. Comment below. Have you been in a treatment center? Did you have a positive experience? I know a lot of people don't have positive experiences in treatment centers. Were you able to nullify your main addiction? Are you challenged by cross addiction? When I got through a year after the treatment center of not drinking, I cross addicted to sugar. Oh my God, I was consuming so much sugar. And even as a counselor and everything that I knew, it was a way to numb the brain, to not feel the emotions. I got rid of the sugar addiction. How about you? Did you get rid of your main addiction, but there's still something else you have to take care of? Let me help you. All the information is below how to get a hold of me, okay, at the website. But comment below. Comment about if you're struggling, let us know. If you found great aids in helping you to stay sober and happy. And here's the key. Recovery isn't not using. Recovery is not using, not depending, not cross-addicting, and being happy. That's true recovery. And that's what we teach in our holistic addiction recovery program. So maybe you just watch this to learn a little bit more about addiction and recovery, or maybe you need help. If I can help you, reach me at the website below, okay? And also join our channel. Oh my gosh, share this video if you have friends that could benefit from it, okay? And join the channel. Let's build a massive army of people that are out there sharing good information about how to heal the mind, body, spirit. I'm David Essel. Have a great day.